Ready for your Sims to impact their world? Move into a community of fellow collaborative makers in The Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle Expansion Pack. Play to change and make a difference in the new world of Evergreen Harbor. Help your new neighbors decide on a community space project, reduce your eco footprint, and watch your neighborhood transform. You'll be surprised by what happens when your Sims start making the rules. What's up guys, Rakowski here, and today we're taking a deep dive into The Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle and examining some arguments that it is, in fact, the best expansion pack for The Sims 4. This video is intended to highlight specific strengths of Eco Lifestyle in comparison to other expansion packs in The Sims 4, but it's ultimately a product of personal opinion, so if you prefer a different Sims 4 expansion pack, that is totally fine. Also, you can expect this video will naturally contain spoilers for the pack, so feel free to skip this one if you want to play through on your own first. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. For better or for worse, The Sims 4 has an overall bright, colorful, and squeaky clean aesthetic. This style is not generally limited to the base game either, but carried through with other vanilla packs such as Seasons and Cats and Dogs. Other expansion pack worlds such as Sulani provide an entirely different style, but still hold on to a pristine and radiant setting. It may seem counterintuitive, but a splash of trash from Evergreen Harbor is quite a refreshing experience. The overall aesthetic of Eco Lifestyle retains the elements of saturated color and bright style that The Sims 4 is known for, but with more textures and grungy elements, adding some much-needed variety. From steel wall paneling to recycled modern wood, you are sure to find something new to spice up your neighborhood with. To a lesser extent, the pack can also mildly influence the appearance of other worlds as well, so if it suits you, you can add a haze of smog in Eliza Pancakes' neighborhood. From the start of any Sims game in the franchise, home ownership is at the core of any player's experience, each home being a standalone lot with a detached house. The addition of the City Living expansion pack also allowed players to explore renting high-rise apartments and purchasing penthouses. However, there remained a gap in the market for a less urban rental accommodation. Fortunately, Eco Lifestyle has you covered. In Evergreen Harbor, 2 of the new neighborhoods contain their own contemporary, smaller apartment building. One is a mid-century and modest style, with 2 one-bedroom units to choose from. You can also enter the apartments from the second-floor balcony instead of through a lobby, which is actually a relief to any Sims player who has ever glitched out trying to get down to street level in an elevator. The other apartment building is a little larger and has a more modern style, and in fact, the exterior of the building will evolve and change depending on your actions or inactions in the game. One of the problems with The Sims 4's apartments is that you cannot make your own buildings like you can in The Sims 2, so this at least gives you the ability to choose between a couple exterior shells. In terms of The Sims 4's core mechanics, these apartments in Evergreen Harbor all appear to be the perfect size. They're small enough that they can be convincingly styled into a spacious single unit, but with a few build mode tricks, you can easily stuff you or your 8-Sim household into one of these apartments if you so desire. It's no secret that perhaps the biggest strength of The Sims 4 is its build and buy modes, allowing players to create and customize their Sims houses with ease. However, the style and quality of some of the actual items, particularly in the base game, leaves a lot to be desired, especially in terms of modern or more contemporary options. Fortunately, Eco Lifestyle includes a vast assortment of gorgeous items to choose from. It's clear that the base game focused more on classical styles, particularly when it came to the furniture, and in fact, it wasn't even until the Paranormal Stuff Pack that we received a classic couch style that is reminiscent of something realistic. But I digress. The more minimalist style that Eco Lifestyle expansion pack offers gives you the chance to modernize homes in any world. A particularly refreshing addition is the inclusion of several usable wood swatches, available in build mode's floors and walls, as well as the furniture. On top of all this, there are more industrial objects as well, allowing you to create your own shipping container inspired dwellings. The steel beams used as posts and friezes can also be used to spice up and industrialize an existing home or apartment. As a final note, within the actual game, if you have your sim become a maker, then you can purchase specific dyes to craft furniture in a variety of otherwise unobtainable colors or patterns. At this point in the franchise, Simmers have come to expect their favorite features from past Sims games either ignored or watered down by The Sims 4. In some cases, like with The Sims 3 Supernatural, The Sims 4 basically chopped it up into several smaller game packs, each sold separately of course, and in the case of spellcasters and witches specifically, reduced the quantity and quality of gameplay content with each subsequent game. However, the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack went against this tradition and is a refreshing exception. In The Sims 3 Ambitions, EA included little dashes of eco-focused activities and build objects. You could have an eco-friendly sim who tries to generate their own power and bike to work every morning. However, this was only a small feature from a vast list of concepts for that expansion pack. This perfectly illustrates how The Sims 3 expansions are sometimes known for trying too many ideas instead of too few. Fortunately, as we know now, The Sims 4 chose to flesh out this concept into an entire expansion pack. Other than eco-friendly transportation, The Sims 4 still doesn't really have transportation besides teleporting. Eco Lifestyle expanded on everything that Sims 3 introduced. Whether or not living an eco-minded Sims life interests you, there is no denying the sheer amount of new gameplay, items, and animations. In Eco Lifestyle, there is a core mechanic when it comes to the environment that, if ignored, can be frustrating to simmers. But if you're aware of it, it can be a fun incentive to play more than one household, a motivation that is often lacking in The Sims 4. Although it's true that the actions of your Sims have an impact on the environment around you, a large portion of that influence depends not only on your household, but the homes of your neighbors as well. At the very least, you'll be enticed to renovate the homes of your neighbors, adjusting their footprint and allowing you to customize the world to your liking. Also, if you are in fact more inclined to play multiple families, you can integrate the additional influence points at the voting board as well. Many simmers who play more than one household are more likely to do what their sim wants, not necessarily what they want, and this can lead you to actively voting on a neighborhood action plan that goes against some of your other sims. One of the challenges with any Sims game content is to keep things fresh and players motivated to continue playing, even once gameplay milestones are reached. Each game in the franchise has better expansion packs for motivating the player to continue, and Eco Lifestyle is perhaps the most suited for The Sims 4. Environmental factors such as trash accumulation and smog presence are constantly fluid and changing depending on what you do in the world and game. Even neighborhood action plans will change and get voted out once you have gotten the ones you wanted. This can appear to be a nuisance to control freak players, but it also motivates you to continue to engage with the pack's content. A common criticism of The Sims 4 is that the DLC content often takes a back seat once it's completed, and that there is no other reason to keep using it. But with Eco Lifestyle, this is not the case. As a side note, gambling is one of the most addictive and fun things to fall victim to, in The Sims anyway. The Lucky Simoleons Casino in The Sims 3 did this the best, but a close second, surprisingly enough, is The Sims 4 dumpsters. You may find it strange at first, but soon enough you will find your sim with zero hygiene, waiting in a pile of their own pee, hoping to pull out a new big screen TV for your recycled Freegan-style home. A common criticism of The Sims 4 is its tendency to focus on linear gameplay when it comes to expansion content. Much of this has to do with the foundations that the game was based on, such as tutorial-esque aspirations and checklists to advance careers. Although some of this cannot be avoided, Eco Lifestyle provides a refreshingly open-ended experience. Adding on to the fact that the pack itself came with so many new gameplay features, many of these features are not individually necessary to progress in any specific area of the game. For example, if you're trying to reduce your utility usage, you can choose to focus entirely on eliminating your water consumption with a rain catcher. Or, if you're in the middle of having triplets, you can simply make small changes in different aspects of your household, such as only showering or using the toilet when your Sims are in more desperate need. Each and every action can influence the environment, neighborhood, and street litter, some more so than others, but you rarely are faced with the specific checklisty style objectives in order to influence the world around you. A common criticism of Eco Lifestyle is that oftentimes the environment doesn't usually stay the same as you play through or reach your objective, but that is in large part due to the fact that so many things play a factor in influencing these changes. And as we found out previously, it's not just your active household that's leaving an ecological footprint. Some of the most iconic activities in The Sims 4 are the various challenges and concepts introduced by the Sims creator communities. Gameplay styles such as Rags to Riches have taken the Sims community by storm, and Eco Lifestyle was released at a time when these influencers were very much in the driver's seat. A few months prior, we received the Tiny Living Stuff Pack, which had game features involving building houses as small as possible, popularized by the Sim Supply's 3x3 and 4x4 square builds, I think. Eco Lifestyle was released with all of these these challenges in mind. The pack is perfectly equipped to make rags to riches challenges immersive. Dumpster diving in particular can not only make you money and give you crafting materials, but if you're starting from scratch, you can salvage furniture in which to decorate your house. The build and buy objects are also very inexpensive for what you receive, and include space-saving options perfect for a tiny shipping container house or an under 10k challenge. This seamless integration with already existing popular gameplay styles was the last glimmer of hope that The Sims 4 was moving in a more player-focused direction. Tragically, this trend was swiftly assassinated shortly after, with the announcement of Journey to Batuu. Perhaps one of the greatest weaknesses of The Sims 4 as a whole is the lack of lore, backstory, and overall uniqueness of the pre-made townie Sims. Even classic Sims 4 residents such as Eliza Pancakes are only iconic because of our imagination. Or in the case of Judith Ward, because she made half of the restaurant goers faint when you were trying to make money with Dine Out. Shockingly, there are a couple Sims in Evergreen Harbor that break this mold. You may be familiar with a gorgeous yet annoying Sim either running a telemarketing scam or requesting you invest in her MLM/business opportunity. If you end up meeting Bess Sterling on the street, she retains the social interaction in which you can invest money with her, giving her an extra dimension from other Sims. To this day, she is still one of the most memorable Sims in the franchise, for better or for worse. In addition, your first visitor upon moving into Evergreen Harbor is likely going to be Knox Greenberg, the NPC responsible for guiding you through the neighborhood action plans and voting. He also retains specific interactions relating to the pack's content when you meet him in person. He can make a good friend as well, especially since you might share a common interest in disliking Bess. As a final note for this point, The Sims 4's eco lifestyle made up for lost time with lesbians. Two of the townie couples inside of Evergreen Harbor are same-sex female couples. Although they aren't super fleshed out, they're a refreshing change from Brant and Brent in boring Brindleton Bay. For the most part, traits in The Sims 4 do not radically change the everyday personality of a Sim. Many are tied to specific mechanics from expansion packs, or simply add the occasional quirky idle animation. However, there is one trait that stands out in eco lifestyle that is perhaps the most influential in the game. It may not be your gameplay style, but the Freegan trait integrates seamlessly with everyday behaviors of any Sim. Even basic tasks such as going to work or purchasing something from the buy catalog will tense up these anti-capitalist Sims. Of course, it will take some unique lifestyle choices to keep a Sim like this happy, but you may be also forced to initially deal with an unhappy Sim if you have to learn how to be more self-sufficient first. As previously mentioned, building is one of the purest forms of joy when playing The Sims 4, and with this expansion pack, there are a few new lot traits to incorporate. In fact, with the latest updates to The Sims 4, a couple of these traits are actually now categorized as lot challenges. It may be a subjective thought, but the idea of making The Sims 4 more challenging is actually a positive attribute from an expansion pack. Well, that concludes my nonsense argument that Eco Lifestyle is the best expansion pack for The Sims 4. Let me know, what is your favorite expansion pack? I also really enjoyed Get Famous, and sometimes I live in the city living apartments, but for me, Eco Lifestyle is still the best. Of course, this is just my opinion, but I never heard anyone else feel the same, so I'm curious if there's any other Eco Lifestyle lovers out there. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you like The Sims but not EA, then you should probably hit that subscribe button as well. Most of my content centers around hot takes on the Sims franchise, like this, and general disdain for EA and the current state of The Sims 4. And thank you again to my dedicated Simmers for making today's video possible. You guys are the best. See you all in the next one. Boom.